Is that a Jackery? Is that a Jackery solar generator? Wait a minute. That's not a Jackery. That's my new little solar generator. Let's get it up on a piece of wood and talk about it. Today we're going to be talking about my new power station, my solar generator. This is the FNNEMGE. We're going to call this the FNN power station. And I'm comparing this with the Jackery 240. And the reason why I picked this over a Jackery. And if you see up front right here, you can see a couple different features that the Jackery 240 does not have. We have one fast charging USB-A, which is the regular USB. We have two regular USB outputs. We also have a USB-C, and this is a 60 watt PD. So this can give your device up to 60 watts charge, or it can accept 60 watts of energy coming into it. So you can charge this device with the USB-C, or you can charge a device with this USB-C. So it's an in and out port, which is really, really cool. And we have a couple different ports right here. We have the DC input. This is where we plug in our solar panel or our wall outlet or our car charger to this to charge this device. And this is our DC output, which we can plug in different things. You can plug in lights in here that accepts that particular, I think it's 5.5 by 2.1, I do believe it is. I think both of these are. I'll get into the specs a little bit later in the video. This has an accessory that plugs into here that looks like a cigarette lighter, so you can plug different 12-volt things in there. And also, it has a pure sine wave inverter built in, which is 300 continuous running watts, and I think it's 350 max output, which is higher than the Jackery 240. And over here we have a 12-volt plug. Hear the squirrels around out there. Now they're quiet. And over here is your AC button, which cuts on your plugs over here on the side, your inverter. And right here is your power button. You turn that on, and it's got a display similar to the Jackery. And this will show a bunch of different features on here. And it's been really, really cloudy today. The sun popped out just for a minute. It is December 9th. I'm curious to see how much wattage I can get from this 100 watt solar panel. Facing the sun there, right behind all those trees. Out here in the woods, just to see how many watts we're getting. And we're pulling in, let's see if you guys can see that, 8 watts at the moment. Which isn't too much, but it is charging. They say optimal sun is between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Yeah, I'm sure I could turn this and move this maybe up here a little bit more to get a little bit better optimal sun, but I wanted to come out here on a cloudy day and just to see if we're able to get any charge at all, and it is. So let's go pull up the specs, and I'm going to show you why I chose the FNN model over the Jackery 240. All right, so here we are at my computer, and we've got the very popular Jackery 240, the Explorer 240 pulled up right here, guys. And I want to show you why I chose the one I chose. So if we pull up the Jackery here, and let's look at the Jackery. It's got display, It's got a pure sine wave inverter, but it has a 200 watt pure sine wave inverter. It has the 12 volt where you can plug in like cigarette lighter adapters and stuff like that, or lights or anything that'll work with that, fans, chargers, anything like that. And we have one plug-in right here, which is a 200 watt, and on the FN model it is a 300 watt. And we only have two USBs right here, two USB-A's. And then we have the one input right here, which accepts the charge via solar panel, wall outlet, or car charger. And that is the really popular one right there. And you can see some of the specs there. The Explorer 240, 240 watt hours. So remember that, 240 watt hours. Kind of shows you some of the hours it takes to charge, with different ways to charge. So remember I said the Jackery has 240 watt hours. In essence, that means it has 240 watt hours of juice to be able to use. And the FN model has 266 watt hours. So you're getting a little bit more juice from this power station compared to the Jackery. So that's the Jackery. Let's go look at the FN model here. And if I go back and forth a little bit, they look pretty similar, don't they? And here are some of the specs from the FN model and the reason why I chose this one. This has a 300 watt pure sine wave inverter. So you can plug two things in, not just one, but two things. And it's a 300 continuous watts or 350 max, which is like a starting, like if something starts at higher wattage, it'll go up to 350. So they say, I haven't tested that, but this one does have the 300 watt pure sine wave inverter. And also, if we look here at the front, I showed you outside, but we have the a fast charging USB-A. There's one of those, and we have two regular USB-A's right here, and we have a USB-C right here. And that USB-C is a 60 watts both ways, so it'll accept 60 watts going in, and it'll give 60 watts going out. So I can plug my MacBook into this if I want to. And we also have an extra DC outlet right here, which we have an attachment right here that it comes with, that I can plug that in. I can plug extra things. And it also has, there at the top, it also has another one right here. It has a 12 volt DC right there, and it's 10 amps. And you can see this one, this display's got a little bit of color to it, which is kind of cool. It's got the battery level there. And it shows the watts going out. It shows the watts coming in, which is really cool. And one of the main reasons why I actually chose this one over the Jackery is if we look on top, it has wireless charging capabilities. Now that's really cool. You don't even need no cables. You just turn it on, pop your phone on there, and you can charge your phone anywhere you want to. It has the button here to turn on your inverter. And it's really quiet. And I tried running quite a few things on here. And you just turn it on, and the fan starts up just for a split second when it cuts on as it initiates the inverter. And from then on, it's silent unless you have something that's really high wattage. I haven't tried anything too high wattage. I plugged in my Ryobi battery chargers, and I charged a bunch of batteries. Because when I first got this, it was almost full. The charge was almost full. It was a little over halfway, I guess. And it took me 2 days to deplete the battery in this thing. I was plugging in lamps into it and charged my phone about 5 or 6 times on it and charged the MacBook about twice on it. And it just took forever to deplete the battery. And that is the only one thing I dislike about this model right here. It only shows your battery levels, but it doesn't give you percent when it's going to run out. So you can see when it gets to that last little level right here, it just blinks, and then all of a sudden you'll just run out of juice. It just there's just no way of knowing when that battery is going to be dead, when it's going to cut off. And that's the only thing I don't like about it. I wish it showed a percentage of like 5% battery charge or so many minutes left or something like that. But it doesn't show that, which is fine. And here's another comparison. Quick comparison, guys. You can see this one's at $159. I purchased mine November 11th. And you can see that's when I purchased mine. And I actually got it a little bit cheaper than was showing. I think it was around $150. They had a special discount on Amazon that was like an extra $10, $15 off or something like that, or 20% off or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember, but it was around $150. And you can see the Jackery is $199.99. And they have a coupon right here where you can get an extra $30 off with that coupon. So that's pretty cool. So it'd be like $169. So if you compare the 240 to that one, even at $169, $10 more, there's a lot more options on here. Of course, it's a brand that hasn't been tested. There's not, I don't think there's any videos on this particular model yet, but the reviews are, you can see there the stars. It's really good. 52 out of 52 ratings. So 52 people has rated this. I have yet to rate mine because I haven't really tested it much yet, but so far, since I've had it November 11th, it's been really, really good. I've charged it one time, and that's after I completely depleted the battery from the first purchase there. Actually, I take that back. I remember now that when I first got it, it was a little over half charged, so what I did was finish charging it all the way up, and then I depleted the battery all the way. I wanted to finish charging it first before I used it, so that's what I did. And this is the lithium-ion battery. It's not the newer technology. I think it's lithium phosphate. And another really cool thing about this, it is pass-through charging, which means that you can charge this, and while you're charging it, you can use the device. I really like that. And there's multiple ways to charge this thing, and there's a fast charging method that you can charge this thing if you want to charge it fast. If you need it in a hurry, you can plug it in with the included wall outlet and plug in a USB-C charger to it as well. So this brings in about 35, 40 watts, I do believe. And the USB-C can accept around 60 watts. So depending on the power brick that you have, like this right here, the power brick you have for your phone, whether it's 18 watts or 60 watt, that like my MacBook, you plug that in, plug the USB-C into the front end right there, and you get kind of double the power. It goes up to like, I think it was 99, 98, 99 watts coming in instead of your 35 or 40 for this. And your car charger, it comes with a car charger as well. And on here, I haven't timed it or anything like that, but it shows charging with the wall outlet that came with it. It takes around 7 hours to charge. Charging with the USB-C, if you have a 60 watt block, could take up to 4.5. It shows the car around 7.5. Like I said, if you put it into that USB-C instead of the car charger, it'll plug a whole lot faster. And of course, you have charging via the solar panel. And I think this is rated with a 60 watt solar panel. It says around 7 hours with a 60 watt solar panel, give or take. And the solar panel that I chose to use with my FN power station solar generator is the All Powers 100 watt. And it has a built-in MC4 cable that comes out of it, MC4 connector. And it comes with all these right here to connect to multiple devices. Coming like a little bag of connectors. And the main one that I needed for mine was a 5.5 by 2.1. And if you used to use the solar panel with a Jackery or a Goal Zero, it comes with the 7.9 by 8 millimeter, the 8 millimeter there. Which I will use this tip right here with my old battery box that I have, and I have the Goal Zero charge controller that I can use with my battery box, my 12 volt battery. I'll end up doing another video on that sometime soon. And if you haven't watched my unboxing and first look at the All Powers 100 watt solar panel, check out the link right here. I'll post that right there. And that's some of the reasons why I picked this one over the Jackery Explorer, the 240. There's just so many options on here that one doesn't have, and I think it's definitely a good deal. And I'll be doing a whole lot more update videos as I use this and see more likes and dislikes, of course. And of course, the only dislike that I do have, it doesn't show you when your battery's about to go out. There's no warning. It'd be nice if it had like a, you've got so many minutes left or 2% left or something like that. If that battery over here showed a percentage, the battery doesn't show a percentage, it has bars. So if it had a percentage on there, it would be really, really cool. That'd be the only thing I would change about this, and that's not that big of a deal. And I actually got this little deal right here to plug in my other battery box, and it shows the voltage. And what I'm doing is, as the FN power station runs down, I can stick the 12-volt adapter in here on the front and see what the voltage is as it starts to run down or it gets to that last little bit, so I can give me a little bit of an idea. Yeah, I definitely hope to do some update videos about this particular power station for sure. So if you have any questions about it, I'll answer them to the best of my ability as I'm using it. Like I said, there's really cool features on this that the Jackery 240 Explorer does not have, and that's why I chose this one instead. They didn't send this to me. I paid for this out of my own pocket, so I really can't wait to use this camping and outdoors and stuff like that. And having that wireless charging on top is really was the deal breaker for me, because you can only carry one cable with you, and then you can charge your phone on that or wherever else you got. Just take a couple cables. You don't have to have a whole lot of stuff to carry around with you. Well, I hope you was able to get a little bit of something out of this video. If you did, I appreciate it if you click that thumbs up and leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought about the video. If you like these kind of videos, definitely let me know. And like I said, I'll definitely be doing some update videos as I use this and the solar panel. It's winter time, so the solar panel is not going to be at its optimal power, I guess you would say, but anything to charge this is going to be great. And guys, right here on the back, I forgot the most important feature of all, the light. Check it out. We have low, we have a bright, we have a flashy, and we have SOS. Now how cool is that? And with the light on low, we're only using 4 watts. So just imagine how long this thing would last with 266 watt hours. How long this will last with just that light on low, just using this as a light alone. And another feature that this one has that the Jackery doesn't, it has a cover over the 12-volt plug there. A little cigarette lighter jobby there. How cool is that? It's got a built-in plug that won't fall off. I'm sure after time it'll probably wear off. Pretty cool. I guess that about covers it for this video. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. And as always, plan, prepare, and practice. Handy out.